All right, guys. Good morning. This is Matt. I, even though I've not been consistent with content here, but I want to start documenting this journey. Recording videos from Monday to Sunday. Okay, from Monday, I'll check the market, record updates. Then by Sunday, I'll do market review and all that. Then I'll post my result and see how it goes. So I have a goal. My goal is my first goal is to hit $100,000 in funding, $100K in funding this year, and this is my episode 1. So in my episode 1, I have a $5,000 account. I've passed the phase 1 already. That's the only account I have for now. I have Funded Nest, but it's almost gone, so I'm not going to count it. I think I have like $10 there to blow the account or so. So for now, I can officially say I have only good funded 5K account. So I'll probably buy Funded Nest account again to start over. Now I'm going to give market breakdown of what I'm looking out for this week. So I'll start from. By the way, I trade all pays, and that's because I mostly my entry is in 1 hour or 4 hours, majorly 4 hours. So just recently I started looking at 1 hour. Now this is what I'm looking at. First of all, I go to my weekly time frame, or rather, if you go to monthly time frame, let's just see very well. You notice that after this major break of structure that happened here, market pulled back to this other block, and since then it has been giving a break of structure to the downside and showing signs of reversal. And one thing I know is that this low is weak low. Why? Because it did not break structure. Had it been this low, was able to maybe break above here, then that low will now be protected. But for now, the low is weak, and that's why I put this sign, because the low is weak. So whatever thing that happened here just happened to come and break the low. So that's what I'm expecting. Then I'll go down to my 4 hours, 1 week, and this is what I see. Now, just like I said, let's say when this market was here, when it was just here and here, as you can see, this very low now could not break a structure, rather it swept a high. So it means that the low is weak, and that is why after sweeping a high, market still came back and broke a structure. It pulled back again, took an inducement. It couldn't break a structure. The low was weak. It came back and break it again. So what I'm expecting is, markets to this is my Fibonacci. I'm expecting market to reverse back to probably to 50%, and here we have another block to reverse back to 50%, or all the way to the up, just like it has been doing. So I'll be looking out for a buy. I'll look out for a strong confirmation that this market is going to buy. So I'll buy at least up to this point before I will now start looking out for the reversal or so. So let me go down to my daily. So in my daily, it's still the same thing, but then I now saw the other block now is now very clear and is above 50%, as you can see. So am I going to buy now? I will not buy now. I will go down to my 4 hours and then look at what I'm going to get. Good. Now this is what I got here. There is a sweep of here and a break of structure to the upside. Let me just mark that break of structure for emphasis sake. A break of structure to the upside. Then this is an inducement which market has entered into this particular order block, and it respected it and is going up. So I was expecting the markets to buy from this other block. When this candle close, possibly I can enter to tap here and then move above. Or from the way it's going, it's actually very bullish. So there's a possibility that market might not even come back and trigger it and still go back to all the way to my direction. So for GBP USD, going to my weekly time frame, I noticed something. I noticed that firstly, this high was swept. So I'm expecting this low to be taken. Since this low did not break a structure, this low is a weak low. So whatever that's happening here should come and take out this low. The market started coming, it's reached here, it traced back up again, and still this particular low now could not break this particular high, so making this low weak low as well. Then I waited for here, let's say it respected this particular other block here, so I waited for here to come and take out this low and possibly take out this low. Now, but in taking out this low, because you can see it swept this low, so since it swept this low, this high is becoming weak. So what I'm expecting is that maybe this market will come, sweep this high, and then this time around it will now sweep this low, to now break this low. This is what I'm expecting on GBP USD. So let me see what I can get into the buy. So I go down to daily. I'm yet to see any serious thing that can, okay, this is it here. Yeah, it's a sweep of liquidity here. There is a sweep that happened there, and then categorically call this another block. Okay, so let me see if I go down to my 4 hours whether I'll see anything there. Okay, my 4 hours, this is what I see. This is the sweep that happened. Oh, sorry, this is the sweep that happened, and let's say this could be an inducement for me, so I can say that this is another block for a buy. I can say this is another block, but mind you, this whole place is another block in daily. So let's go to 1 hour and see whether we can find a confirmation entry here. Still can't find, but the same. I can say maybe here for a buy. I can say here for a buy. Though the market is not really clear to me, so possibly I'll just target 5R. I will not take this trade until I see a clear market. I will not take this trade out until I see a clear market. Maybe coming back, maybe after this formed, maybe let's say it break, or maybe it did not break or something like that. Then it came back and swept this low here. I will now be looking at buying, but for now I'm not really confident enough in taking this particular position. Or maybe tomorrow, if this market was able to close like this, let's say something like this tomorrow, I will now know the market might not come back to here, because by then we'll have something that swept here. Sorry, this place was swept, this side was swept. So once the low is taken, I'll be aiming to the high. I'll go down to 1 hour and look for a confirmation entry to buy. So that is it for now. AUD USD, similarly, I'm looking at the same thing. Similarly, AUD USD tapped into this particular let me see, particular order block after sweeping inducement, and it is forming signs of reversal to the downside, and that reversal is coming all the way to here, because this particular high has not broken any major structure, so it is still weak, still a weak structure. So what am I expecting? Maybe from here to here you can fib it and maybe wait to know whether this market can just pull back to a reasonable extent, and then we continue going down. So but for now I'll just be watching the market to see what happens. If I go down to my daily time frame, as you can see, there's a break of structure here, so maybe the market will just pull back. Well, let's just see how today's candle closes. Okay, I don't have much to say on this. I'll just be watching to see what the market will present before I take a buy or a sell. NZD USD is similar to correlates with AUD USD, something. So I'm expecting market taps into generally markets in a downtrend. Okay, then it pulled back to this place, and I expected it to like come and break this low, but it did not break it. Rather, it moved up here, tap into the other block here, and start coming down. So I'm expecting first of all for this low to go, and then lastly this low to go, but it didn't happen. Rather, it pulled back again and pushed up, give a sweep of liquidity, then take out this low that couldn't break this high. It has taken out the low. So I'm expecting like a pullback to a reasonable extent here, and then markets from here, let's say up to like 50%. From here now, you can now drop to take out this whole lows. That's what I'm expecting on NZD USD. I'm just analyzing. I've not really taken any position on gold before, but you know, it's not really that serious for me. I think I have an analysis on it. So I expected markets tap into this OB and started falling. Go down to my 4 hours. I saw a sweep of this high. This is actually an OB, but I saw markets taking out inducement from here, and you know, I marked out this particular single candle order block for a sell, which is I think is respecting, though I'm not going to take the trade. Then Euro AUD going down to weekly. This is what I see. So after all this push to the upside, market came back, take out in this middle, tap in other block. So I'm expecting a reversal to start buying again. I'm expecting a reversal for the markets to start going up again. Now here you notice what happened here. This came down and swept here. So since this high could not break this low, rather it swept it. So I'm expecting this market to take out the high. That's what I'm expecting. Now, what is now going to be my work? To find within this zone now how I'm going to get into a buy to take out this high. So that's what I'm looking at. Now, after this move to the upside, I notice market is kind of, you know, coming down. So I go down to daily time frame. Let me see what happens here. Don't mind me, I'm hungry, I'm not eating. So I'm expecting this low now to be a weak low. So I'm expecting maybe markets will just hit here, come back. Sorry. Maybe hit here, come back, either taking out this low or tapping into this particular other block here, and then boom, start buying. So that's what I'm expecting. So, but it has not happened. What will I do? Nothing. I will just wait and see how it goes. I will do absolutely nothing. I cannot enter the trade now. Okay, now I have a sell projection. And my sell projection, I think, is running. My sell projection is now inside this particular point of interest that I marked. But there is an inducement here. So if I have a sweep of this inducement, now let's say this particular 1 hour candle that is forming now, if for instance the market later dropped and formed let's say the market closed somewhere, or even somewhere like this, or maybe the market later closed with a bearish candle, and then the next candle that is following it also closed with an engulfing bearish candle, so it will make me to have my double top pattern, and I'm going to enter, forming a single candle on that block here, and I'm going to enter at this candle if it eventually closes as bearish. So that's the only way I can enter this particular sell. Now entering this sell, where is going to be my target? Where is going to be my target is that particular inducement I marked in daily time frame, which is here, because the inducement is weak. It has not broken any major structure, so I believe the market will come back to sweep the liquidity, the inducement, and then start going up. Similarly, GBP AUD, go to daily time, weekly time frame. Market pushed all the way to the upside, even gave a sweep of liquidity, then came back and sweep this low. Did not break it, it swept the low. So since sweeping this low, it means that this particular high could not print a low that broke this low, rather it swept it. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting that this low, this high now is weak, and I'm expecting that this market will push to the upside to take out the high. So what is going to be my job? My job is to come into this place, start looking for opportunity to join this buy and see whether I will take out this high. Now, what did I see? After this small rally to the upside, I see a point of interest here. So let me go to daily time frame and see whether it will be clear. Okay, in daily time frame, it's still the same thing. The daily time frame, we can mark this particular candle now as the point of interest in daily time frame. So whatever is happening, I'm expecting, like a push to here, and then maybe I'll look for my entry and boom, take a buy. So, but for now, I'm not doing anything. If I'm not going to sell, I won't sell. So I'll just wait. I'm not doing anything. USD CHF. Now this pair have been, I think this pair has been a downtrend for a very, very long time. Let me check quickly. Monthly. So all this high now could not break any structure to the upside. The market is coming down. So I believe this high will go. But then there is an impulsive move which market is correcting. So from this high to this low, possibly you might have a trace to the 50%, at least 50% here, and then market can now start moving down again. So I feel like this leg is retracement, but since it's retracement and we are seeing this retracement in like 1 month weekly, we can go into the trade in lower time frames like 4 hours or 1 hour. So going down to weekly time frame, this is what I see. I saw this multiple breakup structure that happened here, 1, 2. Then I marked the OB that caused that break. I think it's more clearer in daily. I marked the OB that caused that break. So what I expected is for markets to I'm looking for a place that market to retrace down to, for it to continue this move to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. Then I marked this particular single point of interest breakup block that caused this break. Then what I'm waiting for, I waited for markets to come down to it, but I didn't see a confirmation to buy, so I did not buy. Now after the market pulled back to this point and close with bearish, showing that there is still power of, I'm not talking about this red candle that's forming today, I'm talking about this green one. After this pullback, market came down, tapped into this particular indecision candle that was formed here, showing the way the market closed, show that there was still bullish pressure in the market. Now what do I expect? Mind you, this low was taken, that low was taken, so I'm expecting a bullish move on this USD CHF to at least take out this high. So what am I going to do? Since this low was taken, I will mark this particular candle. I'm still going to teach about this thing I'm talking about now. I will mark this particular, since last week closed with bullish in this form. I'm anticipating that today's candle will also be bullish. So I will look for confirmation entry in 1 hour. So this is what I saw that can give me an access to taking this trade in 1 hour. The only place I can see a confirmation entry is this. This is an inducement. This is another block that swept this liquidity, as you can see, and that is why I marked it. Then I targeted 5%, even though it's above this high, but I still believe that the market will still push higher, and that is why I am targeting only this. I've not even entered this trade yet, but I think I'll enter the trade only this and see how it goes. So let me enter the trade now that everybody is here. So first of all, the first thing I do is I go to Forex, my FX book calculator, to calculate how much I'm going to risk. So this is USD CHF, this is USD CHF, and my account size, that account is $5,000, and risk is 0.8, that is $40 per trade, and this thing is 14. I'll make it 14.3, just add small 2 pips for it so that the market will break. So it's giving me 0.23 lot size. That's what I need to lose $40 on this account. So alright, sorry, my video ended. I had to start afresh. So I'll go to USD CHF. So I'm entering in 1 hour. So my calculator calculated 0.23 to lose this thing. Okay, so I'm not going to enter this trade, and this is because what the chart is showing me here is not what I'm seeing on the trading view. I don't know whether you can see it. They are two different things. So it's not showing me the correct thing. I'm not going to enter it because I don't know where to place my entry. Do you understand? So I will not enter this trade. So let's continue. So this is it for USDCHF. Let's go to AUDCHF. I've taken this. I took this trade, helped me pass my I took a trade here that helped me pass my 5K account last week. So let me go to weekly time frame and show you this thing, what I expect. Now, sorry, this market has been in a downtrend. Then after this impulsive move to the downside, as you can see, this particular OB now swept a liquidity and break structures. So what am I expecting? I expected that the market should pull back, and you can see this thing is a corrective move. It's not really impulsive. The market should pull back to this particular OB and then start coming down to break out this low, because this low could not break any major structure. So it makes this low to be weak. So whatever thing that is makes me enter any trade from here, the longer target is going to be, the overall target is going to be taking out this low. So what did I see? I saw that this is an inducement level, which market came, swept it, gave me multiple single candle order blocks. I had something that looks like this. It had a first sweep here, another one, another sweep, and dropped. It dropped. So after it dropped, it's now pulling back. In my own understanding, my own analysis, is now pulling back to an order block to start selling again. Now, that is part of other block I use. That, let's say a candle is this, then another candle will form equal high with it, something like this, but we close above it with a wick. It has a wick above it, something like this. So that wick now that is above it is now another block, which is what I did here. That wick now, as you can see, this particular, let me zoom it very well so you can see it very well. This particular red candle now sweep this one, it passed this one now with a high and close below it. Not just sweeping the high of it, but the body has a body that close below and engulf it. So something like this has a body that engulf it. So that the wick of that particular big candle now will now form an OB. So that's why I marked here. Now, since I know that this is weekly time frame and I predict that market is going to return all the way to the upside, I went down to my daily time frame and let me check what I'm going to see. Now, as you can see, that wick now in daily time frame is showing as a real order block here. So I expect this market to come all the way to the up here, give me a confirmation for a sell so that we'll start selling again. But before then, we can actually get into the buy. Let me explain how I got into the buy last week. Now, I noticed that after Tuesday candle formed, Wednesday candle swept the low of Tuesday candle and closed above it with a body green, showing that the market is still bullish. And before then, I had a 2 candle, what is it called, forming a W pattern whereby one leg swept the low of the other one and closed. On a normal, this market, I expected that this market will come back to this particular OB so that I will buy from here. But as market did come back and still show the sign of sweeping a low and going up, and I noticed that okay, fine, it might not come back to here, and it's not a must. So I have to wait. I have to trade for the market to go up and then start coming down again. No, so after this, what did I do? I marked the low that swept that liquidity, Mind you that these two candles has not formed there. I went down to my 1 hour and then I saw something. And what did I see? I saw this particular order block that swept liquidity has in multiple inducement, and that was where I took my entry from. That was where I took my entry, and I targeted I targeted above, but due to I had another entry on AUDC and CAD CHF, so both of them combined together helped me pass the account, so I had to close. But at least he passed this high, which is up to 3. Many people look for 3. So that's just the strategy. So, but today, what am I expecting? Market is still bullish. Now, last week, Friday closed with a strong candle, forming exactly the same thing. As you can see, it swept this high. It swept the low of Thursday candle and closed above it. So I expected to have the same type of entry, which is something like this. Now, I went down to daily time frame and marked that. If you notice, this place can also be another. You see this class candle now can also be another block. It's not a must that market will come down to this week. So if you see a confirmation from here, you can take a trade. So, and that is how I noticed that. Okay, fine. I marked the week of today's candle. If I go to that week of today's candle and I see a confirmation entry for a buy, I am going to buy, and that is why I saw this week. So I'm not going to buy because it's not clear. But if this thing comes down and sweep here, maybe tap into this particular OB, it will look beautiful, or sweep here and close above it, then I can now enter for a buy. Now I think I'm going to analyze CAD CHF, and that will be end for now. Now for CAD CHF, I entered these two positions on CAD CHF. Now what am I expecting? Let me go down to weekly time frame. I noticed that the market is in a downtrend, quite alright. But then, instead of this high, let me delete the high. Instead of this very high, breaking this low that was formed, it now did what? It swept the low instead of a break. Now, after this sweep, it shows that what? This high is weak, and there is a very high tendency that markets can take out that particular high. So I now started looking out for a buy. Now what else did I see? It created an order block here, which okay, I think it's going to be clearer in daily time frame. Let me go to daily time frame. So after this sweep of liquidity, it created another block which market came back to. That place, swept. It touched the first touch. Now he swept that first touch and created another single candle order block. That was where I started looking out for a buy. So market traded into that particular order block that was created here now. So I went down to my 1 hour, right? I went down to my 1 hour to see what is happening there. Now this is originally supposed to be my entry. After this sweep of liquidity, okay, just hold on. Let me know whether okay, yes, it's the same. That is this place. So this is originally supposed to be I'm supposed to have 2 entries, and maybe I might have lost one and win one, which is this sweeping a liquidity, traded almost up to half of it, and give me this strong impulsive push to the upside, which is supposed to be my entry. And possibly I would have entered this market, and maybe I might have not had stop loss that will give that kind enough room space, or probably I might have up to 7 stop loss, which is still going to be a win for me. Do you get? But let's assume I lost that first one. That same thing repeated itself again. What happened? The market swept this low again and gave the same impulsive move, which is going to be another entry for me, and it was triggered by this particular move to the downside, this move here. So let's assume I have it like this, and I targeted. It has moved up to 6% by now, or more, has moved up to 8% by now. So, but how did I enter? I missed this particular move. This is how I entered. I used breaker block to enter. I noticed that this high was broken by this candle, which is a double break of structure, and as an inducement, I just marked this breaker block That is the last bullish candle before this impulsive move to the downside. I marked it and that gave it a breathing space in case market wants to pull back up to here. I gave it a breathing space. Then it was up to like 10 RR. By the way, my target was a high. Which high? I was targeting this whole high because this high could not break this low. It swept it. So this high is going. This high could not break this low. It swept it, meaning that this high is weak. The low is strong because it has taken an inducement. Sweeping means taking an inducement. It has taken an inducement, and this high is going. This high is going. This high is going. This high is going, and maybe this high is also going. Now that was how I entered that first trade. That was how I entered this particular first trade, and it was moving. Now, how did I get into the second one? I went down to daily time frame on Wednesday. Yes, 8th of July, Wednesday. I noticed that this candle now swept this liquidity of this candle now, the previous candle, and pushed up. Now, if you understand how candle works, each week you see shows the strength of buyers and sellers. Let me use today's candle for instance. Do you know that this candle, if you ask me to analyze this candle back, there was a time this candle moved all the way from up here, red candle, to this place. When it gets up to this place, red candle, the bull start pushing it up again, start pushing it up until it gets to that place. It's opened here, which is the middle of it. Then it turned to green and is now going up again as green candle. So anytime you see a wick, just know that something left there, like this particular long wick that happened and later closing bull. It shows a strength of bullishness that all just see candle at tug of war between the bull and the bears. They were dragging it all until the bulls now dragged the bears. The bears, first of all, this place now is the opening of this candle. The bears and the bull was now struggling. Then the bears, probably the bulls pushed up to this side. The bears now pushed them all the way to this downside, and the bulls now gain more strength and push them all the way to the middle. From the middle, they now enter their own zone, and they can fortunately close the bull. It shows that the bulls have the stronger power, and that's exactly what happened here. I noticed that this red candle now had a long wick, which shows that there is a strength of the bulls. So I went down to my 1 hour and to know whether I'm going to see a confirmation for a buy. Then I now saw that 1 hour. Wait, let me put a line there so we note the place. I'm going to put this line at the tip of that red candle. So let me go to 1 hour and see where the candle is. Good, which is this particular order block. I noticed that particular order block now is swept liquidity. Look at it, took out this low, have in FVG, and and it's very impulsive. I entered, but I noticed that possibly it's not even up to 50%. So I feel possibly that it might give it, like, it might not really tap in like from here and start going on. You might just try to like come in deeper. So that was why I gave it up to 8.9 to 9 pip stop loss, and I pushed above. So both of them combined together gave me with the trade on AUDCHF made me pass my challenge. I think I made over $500 from that trade alone. So which the same thing is what I'm expecting to happen today. Maybe come here and and go up. So I'm going to stop this video now because it's getting too long. So today I took a trade on GBP-CHF. I was supposed to take a trade on this guy. Funny enough, guy. You see this Forex of 18. Let me just quickly analyze them before this thing. Now, what did I notice that made me mark this trade? I noticed that last week we had a sweep of this particular token 1 and 2, and the market closed above. So I expected that this market is going to be bullish today. Now what will I do? I will just mark at the tip of wherever they can today's candle retrace to bearish. I will mark the tip, which is this particular place, and then I'll go down to my 1 hour and see whether it has formed anything for me. Yes, And look at that tip. Look at what it formed. It formed a sweep. There is a sweep here, and it formed a long candle with this. So I marked this long candle and gave it a long space. I've seen this thing happen like this before, but I wasn't confident enough to take this trade. I did not take it. Now, which one did I take? I take GBP CHF, which hits my stop loss. What did I notice that made me take GBP CHF? Just the same thing. I noticed that last Friday candle swept here and closed above it. So I'm still expecting today candle to be bullish. Now, this high that I'm targeting, what is that high? Let's see what is there. Okay, I'm just targeting. I feel like this market is going to take out this high or come to the other block, or maybe tap into that other block here. So the other block was where I marked as my TP. So what did I do? After marking the low of this, I marked where the candle retraced to, which is this place, and go down to 1 hour. So what did I see? I saw that this market has taken, it swept here and this. So I was expecting maybe it swept here, and this place has tapped and gave me this particular green candle. So I was thinking I just tap here and start going up, but no, it did not happen. I think I should have just entered this trade from this, I think they call it reclaim block or something like that. Maybe I should have just entered something like this and watch how the market is going to go. But it is what it is. Losing is part of the game. Let me see. So this is the first trade I've taken on the account, and I lost $40. I don't know whether this is bright. I've lost $40, but let's see how it goes. One win will cover the whole thing. So I've done other analysis on other pairs. Maybe next time I will, analyze more all of them. But for now, this is what I have for you guys. Thank you so much. Follow, like, share. I will try as much as possible to be posting this type of content on my YouTube and my TikTok, and maybe Instagram as well, where I analyze, update, and let's see how we grow. So remember the journey. The journey is to know whether I can meet up to 100k funded this year alone. So if I'm able to get 100k funded this year, that means by next year we can do up to 300k funded, maybe 1 million. It's possible. So thank you guys, and see ya.